Hi, welcome to the first episode of Enlighten Her. I am your host, Abby Melendez, and I am so happy for you to be here. I've been wanting to start this podcast for the longest. This was supposed to start at the beginning of January, and it just didn't happen. And you know what? I realized that I just wasn't ready, and I feel very ready now. So, let's talk about what has been happening recently before I dive into today's topic. I've been really growing as a person, very much growing. And one thing that I noticed with me growing this fast, I'm gonna put the mic down, hopefully it's not the bad. But one thing I noticed with me growing this fast is I have not been resisting change. I have been genuinely allowing change to come into my life and to fully take over, because that's one thing that we are certain in this lifetime. It's that things are going to change, and things can change very fast, honestly. I also realize that the more you resist change, there's so much pain that comes with that. So, my message to you, if you're going through a time right now where it could be a rough period, or there's a lot of change in your life, I know it's hard and I know how difficult it is for change to come into your life, but allow it and fully embrace it. The art of letting go of control has genuinely freed me. And I mean that in every aspect. Wasn't, I wouldn't say I was a control freak in the way where like I like to control people, but I was a control freak in my life. And I think control brought a lot of anxiety to my life. I was constantly trying to prep myself for the future, and I was just trying to control others as well, in the sense that I wanted things to go my way. So I let go of things being my way because I've realized that everybody has their own truth. And you really don't have to be right all of the time. And this is coming from a Sag. And once I learned that, you let go of resisting control, you free yourself from so many things. And I started doing that. And I have been really growing and I have been really learning a lot. And it has freed me because the let them theory, it is so real and it is so true. The let them theory pretty much is let people do whatever the fuck they want to do. If somebody fires you from your job, let them. Stop resisting the fact that you're not wanted. If you're not wanted, by they let them leave. Let them fucking people leave. And you know what? The more you try to control the narrative and the more you want that person to stay or that job or whatever the case may be, the more you're attached to it, the more they have power over you. And the best way to take your power back is just to let them. Let people show you who they really are. Literally. Let people show you who they are, and that's going to be up to you if you're going to allow that in your life, regardless of what it is. That has been lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 has been embracing myself. Embracing myself. I was so scared of being perceived a certain way. I could not start this podcast because I was afraid of being judged by my thoughts and my beliefs. I was afraid of people perceiving me a certain way, pretty much. And that has truly changed now. And now I finally came to terms with the I don't give a fuck mindset. And if you don't like what you're listening to, or if you don't like me as a person, that is okay. That is your opinion. That may be the perception that you made of me, but I know who I am and I know the type of heart I have. And I also know that my intentions are good. The more you think about other people, it's like you're living for them. But I realize that a lot of us are doing things for other people and we don't realize it. Also, a lot of our habits and a lot of our personality comes from other people. It's not coming from your authentic self. Truly ask yourself, what do I like? What do I really like? But like genuinely, what do I like? Not because that person told me it was cool or etc. Like, what do you like? Figure yourself out. The perfect time to figure yourself out is through isolation. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's through isolation. And it doesn't have to be for a long period of time. It's just you and your thoughts, and doing the shadow work and doing the actual inner work will heal you. If you're afraid of being perceived like I was at some point, let it go. Let that shit go. We're all afraid of being perceived. Everybody is. If the person you're trying to impress is most likely trying to impress you. That is the funny part. So stop trying to impress people. Be fucking weird. Be authentic to your true nature. If that's who you are, then be it and embrace it. And if those people don't like you, if your friends don't like you, if people are judging you, whatever the case may be, then leave them. You need to start leaving people that no longer serve you. We, as a society, keep people around because we're comfortable with them. We are comfortable and we're afraid that we're going to be alone and that we're never going to meet people like them again. But you will. You will. That's one thing about life is people come and go. And really, when those people come, treasure them and enjoy it and embrace the moments until it turns sour. Hopefully not, but until it turns sour, then let them go. And if they're your friends and they're no longer serving you, I'm not telling you to go off on them and to have a screaming match. No, I mean, like, let it go. Slowly let it go. And if all of this is temporary and this is just a human experience, why are you going to let yourself go through so much suffering? Why not choose love? Why not choose happiness? Why not choose peace? Another thing that comes with peace is sometimes peace means letting go and being uncomfortable for a little bit. And you need to start learning how to sit in your uncomfortable feeling. When things don't feel right, when you're heartbroken, when you're mad, when you're frustrated, when you're stressed, whatever the case may be, all of those negative emotions, sit with it. Sit with it. You'll get stronger. You'll get a lot stronger. The more you try to numb your pain away, the more you try to smoke, drink, drugs, sex, whatever the case may be, the more you're seeking external validation from people, you're not really happy. I know that because I've done it in the past. And yeah, I was happy. I was happy in those moments. But when I came home and I realized that I'm stagnant, I'm not really happy. I'm not really growing. I am hiding from my pain. And that's what you're going to keep attracting, my love. You're going to keep attracting pain. You're going to keep attracting the same type of people because you're in that frequency. And people will match your frequency. I've learned this with myself because when I used to be very depressed and anxious, that's all I've attracted. I could have chosen better friends during that time. I could have chosen better things for myself. I could have created better hobbies for myself, but instead, that's what I chose in that moment and I didn't walk away. So guess what I got? That I got negativity. I got low vibration because I was in that frequency. I don't know if that makes sense to you, and I hope it does. But recently I've been in a such high vibration and I've been so kind to everybody and so loving and just so friendly that people have been doing the same thing to me. And you know what's funny? It's just because I was kind. Just because you're kind. And you know what? And if you're kind and somebody's rude, oh fucking well, that's their own heart. That's literally their heart. Their heart is full of hatred. I am a person that has let go of a lot of hatred and anger and sadness and anxiety. That now that I am here with you, sitting in this chair, I am at peace. I am at peace with life. I am at peace that things are going to come up. I am at peace with the fact that life is not going to be easy. I am at peace with a lot of things now. And I am so glad. And it took me years because I didn't want to let go. I wanted my life. I wanted the old life. Even though I wanted to change, I didn't want to change. That is the funny part, isn't it? Like, don't we all want change? Don't we all want success? Like, don't we all want to be better, but we're not doing anything about it? And that's where I'm talking about the art of taking action is one, changing your mindset. Changing your perspective is a big thing. Doing the inner work is a huge thing. But after doing all of that inner work, start taking action onto your goals. For example, if you have a goal in mind right now, and even if it's years down the line. For example, you're still in college, it's your freshman year in college, whatever the case may be, and you feel like the road to success is so long, it's going to be a very long road to success. But if you start now doing small little things to help you get closer to your goals, the road to success will come a lot faster. But you have to have the will that I will do it. I am going to do it. I'm not going to push it for tomorrow. I'm not going to procrastinate for next week. Take an action right now because you know your future self will highly appreciate it. And she will, or he. I appreciate myself every single day because the day before I did something to take care of myself. And I've been living such a beautiful, happy life within myself, literally within myself, because I take the time to really nourish myself. I take the time to take care of myself and to love myself, because how am I going to expect others to love me and to respect me and A, B, C, and D if I don't do that for myself? How can I show up for other people, my most raw, authentic self, if the inner world in me is not being taken care of? I don't want to be too hard on you because I know that you've probably heard it a million times, the same thing over and over, which it is true. But I want you to start with sympathizing with yourself, sympathizing with that little girl inside of you that was probably hurt in the past, or people have projected a bunch of shit onto her. But I also don't want you to be so hard on yourself. Yes, take accountability, because taking accountability means taking your power back. But also don't fully shame yourself or bully yourself. Sympathize with her. Sympathize with the fact that she probably didn't know better. She probably didn't have better growing up. Maybe a lot of people hurt her. Maybe she was very wounded. Maybe a lot of people projected beliefs onto her that were not real and it limit her. Sympathize with that version of yourself. Really give yourself a hug and be like, I am so sorry for everything that you've been through. Do not seek that external validation from somebody else, because honestly, just don't. Just don't. It's not cute. Like, do not keep repeating the trauma over and over and over again. It's not cute. And people shouldn't really know your biggest, darkest secrets, to be honest. There's certain people that know my biggest, darkest secrets, but I'm not going to give that power to just anybody. So do that with yourself. Sit with yourself, hug yourself. And honestly, you don't need forgiveness or a hug from nobody else. You need that for yourself. You need that from yourself first. And the funny thing about me is I was never an affectionate person, ever. Ever. Like, the way I grew up was non affectionate. The household did not say I love you. I was just so masculine all the time. And the way I would joke around with my friends, because that's how I was taught to be. And the way my friends would joke around with me would just be rough and like rude. And that's just what was programmed into my mind, was just straight up just negativity. And recently I've been really kind to myself and very loving to myself, that I'm like, why are people mean? I remember growing up in high school, people would legit tell me I'm too nice. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Man, you're too fucking mean. Get that negative shit away from me. What I'm trying to say is, hurt people hurt other people. Negative people are negative to themselves. Loving people are loving to themselves. When you start to love yourself, when you start to be kind to yourself, when you start to forgive yourself, it is so easy to do that for others. When you forgive people, you release this tension, you release this negativity. There's this freedom that comes with it. And I'm not saying forgive and like let people come back. I mean, forgive them, because you don't know how they grew up and you don't know what's really going on in people's brains. I mean, people's thoughts really consume their everyday life. And when you really think about it in that way, where I'm like, damn, the whole world is full of anxiety. That sucks, man. That is sucks. Like, and it makes me want to just hug the whole entire world. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. I've been there. I so been there. I know what pain feels like. I know what all of those emotion feels like. And I just want to tell you that everything's going to be okay. And you deserve happiness, and you deserve abundance, and you deserve everything in this fucking world because you are so unique. You're just here in this present moment. Appreciate it. Genuinely appreciate your life. And the more grateful you are, the more abundance will come your way. Be selfish with your time, okay? You don't have to be a people pleaser all of the time. If there's something that you don't want to do, don't do it. I'm not saying cancel on people last minute because I hate when people do that to me. But I mean, if there's something that you don't want to do or a lifestyle that you don't want to be attached to anymore, let it go. Let it go. Don't go. Don't do that. Don't do that thing. Be you. Do whatever you want to do. Take care of yourself. Promise you, once you start doing all of that, you're really not going to need anybody in your life, and people will definitely be just an addition to your life. But that's beautiful. That is honestly beautiful because they're experiences. People are just experiences. If somebody goes, thank them. Thank them for leaving you because now more people can come. Now there's room for more. I just want you to know how much power there is within you. And there is so much power within you. I literally see you, and you're so beautiful. And there's so much love inside of you that wants to come out. She wants to come out. She wants to be enlightened. She wants to be freed. And she wants to live a very authentic, loving, grateful life. I know you want that for yourself, don't you? Choose that. Choose that. Choose peace and choose love and choose happiness.